We're at the NFL owners meetings in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Jim Wyatt, and I'm joined by Titans General Manager Jon Robinson. I know, Jon, you've been busy in free agency, signed 4 guys, 3 new additions, including a guy you traded for in Ryan Tannehill. What would you say you are at this stage in free agency, or have you completely turned your attention to the NFL draft at this point?
I mean, I think most of the attention is on to the draft now. Still having some conversations, with a couple guys, here over the next couple weeks, see if any of that comes to fruition. But, pro days are on the calendar, as well as, our 30 visit guys. We've had some of those guys in already. And the other guys will start coming in over the next couple weeks.
And as you look at the roster as it stands right now, what are some positions that you still feel like need to be addressed?
I think anytime you can continue to create competition and add depth to the football team. We've lost some guys off last year's team, so not to really kind of pigeonhole us into any particular positions, but we're still looking for good football players at a lot of different spots, to kind of come in and compete.
I get asked a lot about how much maybe what you've done in free agency, adding a guard, adding a pass rusher, obviously a quarterback, a receiver, how much that could impact the draft. I mean, do you feel like everything's still on the table at number 19 for you?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be sitting there for a while, and there'll be 18 guys gone if we stay at 19. But yeah, I would say there's not any positions that we've really struck off our draft board as like we're not going to address that position. I think we're going to kind of see how it unfolds on those nights, and when we got a chance to get a player that we think can help our football team, regardless of position, we're going to go after it.
And Adam Humphries is obviously going to help this football team. He was very productive in the slot at Tampa. When you look at the receiver position as a whole, what do you like, and what would you like to maybe see moving forward?
Well, I mean, I think there's some players that can play a couple different spots. There's some guys that we think can play inside, not necessarily as a slot type receiver, but they could give you some speed at slot. There's some guys that can play outside as well. And then there's other guys who are really slot only players or outside only players. Again, I think position versatility is always important. I talk about it, Coach Vrabel talks about it. The more positions guys can play, then the more effective they can help our football team.
I know one question that seems to be popular among the fan base is the potential. You add Roger Saffold at guard, got an open guard spot following the release of Josh Klein, potential of a Jack Conklin, of a Dennis Kelly potentially sliding inside. Is that more unlikely? And I know Kevin Pamfield's been mentioned as a possibility there as well. That guard spot probably coming from somebody not named Conklin and Kelly.
I mean, I think we see those guys really as tackles first. Dennis has played some guard in the past in his earlier days. Really see him as a tackle, really see Jack as a tackle too. If that changes over the course of off-season program, training camp, but I would say our primary focus for them is to work at tackle.
This time last year, you and Mike Vrabel here together for the first time as a GM head coach partnership. What's it been like working with him, and what's kind of impressed you most about how he's handled his business in the past 14 months?
Yeah, no, I think he's done a really good job. We talked about his leadership style and the way he commands the room when he stands in front of the team room. I thought he had game plans on a weekly basis to put the team in the best position to try to win the football game. He's extremely hands-on, just like me. And he wants the players to know that he cares about them just like I care about them. We want to try to do what's best for them, which hopefully in turn is best for the football team.
NFL draft now about a month away. What's it going to be like for you? Drafts in the city, 300,000 people on the streets of Nashville over the course of the weekend could kind of be holed up at St. Thomas Sports Park with so much activity down the street, and there's a chance you try to sneak down there when your work's done.
I'm sure traffic's probably going to be a breeze, with that many people in the city. I'm joking, but nothing really changes for us. I think there's some events that we'll try to get out and visit with our, some of our fans, season ticket members, whatever, some draft Q&A stuff over the course of the weeks leading up to that. But as far as for when the draft actually starts, when teams are on the clock, we'll be in our normal spot there in St. Thomas, working the board, working the phones, talking with our coaches, talking with our scouts, and trying to get the picture right.
And I know we're still got a month away. Anything can happen, but more likely to stay at 19, move up, move back. How you see it playing out?
Yeah, to be determined, Jim. To be determined. I'd say, all bets are off when it comes to kind of what I'm going to do, what we're going to do. At the end of the day, we're going to try to do what's best for our football team, whether that's move up, move back, or stick and pick. Just kind of see how the cards unfold for us.